So everybody, just checking if I was live, and I am, so apologies. I'm using a new app as well, everybody, so I don't think I can see any chat messages, but we're at the Abergavenny Rotary event. Apologise for going a bit live a bit later. I put 5 minutes late, but I have to salvage stick in the car as well, so using my hand for this one, I'm afraid. Yeah, so I'm live streaming on Moblin, everybody, so if you are sending any live chat messages, I don't think I can see them. But I'm hoping all the video stabilization is better, because it should be high quality too.
Host the entire event over the weekend and have done for the last 25 years. So it's a great pleasure to welcome you all to the park this morning. We've got a full program of events here in the main arena, as well as the static events around the park, from the very north of Bailey Park, where we have our display of veterans and vintage cars and caravans, down to the east side, where we have veteran vintage motorcycles and the stationary engines. Traction engines are here in the south part of the park, together with the commercial vehicles, military vehicles. In the centre of the park is our one big village. Let's not forget our tremendous trainers who are on the west side of the park.
We passed you on the
hopefully gather plenty of cash from you.
We've been up to Cross Pen Main.
So we're about to kick off in the main arena with the parade of Shire horses. Shire horses in hand against John Fletcher, Western, Giants. They're in the arena at the moment. So children, if you'd like to have a ride in the carriage, if you have to have a ride in the carriage, please do come around to the main gate. The main gate is in the southeast corner of the arena. So you don't come over the fence, come around to the southeast gate corner, and the marshals will look after you there. And we do have a ride round the arena in the carriage that John has brought with him. Thanks to magnificent mansion of fire horses. So maybe in a few moments, full program of events, as you'll see, from your programs that are laid out for you. We've got that parade, as I said, when we went 15, and then about 11:45, there'll be the classic motorcycles here in the arena, followed by a display that we had here yesterday. Absolutely fabulous display from the Bulldog team. They'll be on by 12:15 in the main event. The last yesterday, so we'll make that job. Nevertheless, extremely exciting, and we're all worth having a look at for their first display of the day, 12:15. Then we'll have the steam engines, and we'll bring those into the main arena. During that time, we'll have a ladies steam competition, as well as the traditional and fun event.
Stand back to the steam
engines. So that'll take place about 1:45. And we have a parade of classic cars. We've asked some of the owners to bring their cars down into the main arena, so they will be kicking off about 2 o'clock. Then will be the second display from the Bulldog FMX team. And now we're going to begin with the noise here. We'll wake them up so we didn't have an hour after yesterday. So they're only going at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And then a parade of commercial vehicles, and finally our parade of classic tractors. What's a full day's program here in the main arena? Please don't forget to try to support our traders, enjoy some food and refreshments in the food village in the main arena, and go and have a look at some of those veteran vintage vehicles, cars, motorcycles. Have a chat to their owners, ask them a lot of questions. They're absolutely love it. So go along to the park. In yours activities if you want to. So today, John Saunders stage, we're already here, the music from the absolutely outstanding cavalry, Steve McCormick, east side of the park. John and his dancing troupe will be performing on that stage show today, and the Abergavenny Caravan will be performing with Tennis Curry in the bandstand, which is in the centre of the park, about between 1 and 2 o'clock. So here we are, whole room of events to set up for the day. I hope you enjoy yourself. Just a couple of cautionary remarks. Obviously we'll be moving the equipment around the park. This is heavy machinery. You've got children with you, please keep an eye on them. Hold their hands if you're walking around.
Plenty of stuff to see here though, everybody. You know, we've got lots of trucks and military stuff, everything.
John runs the business from his farm in North Pembrokeshire. He's got, I think, 6 horses in livery, 6 shires. John's part of a breeding program that they look at how they try to maintain what is now an endangered species. John and lots of people around the country now look after these horses and breed them, make sure that breed standard is maintained. These are 2 9-year-old shires. John's have, and he says to me that they are a fine pair. They work very well together. And Joe and George. Joe is the lighter of the 2 bays. He's on the right hand side, and George is the darker one on the left hand side. They're a matched pair. They're about 18 hands high, which makes them the upper end of the scale for our shires. Instead is helping with the...
Welcome Johnny to Newport. Sorry I can't see your chat messages, everybody. I'm using another phone at the moment.
In fact, they're the best of friends when they're not in harness. And it's sharp contrast, right behind.
Should be high quality as video. Got another app to
Paul's
this
brought this carriage along, which is a replica miniature of the milk float delivery that would have done the rounds in the towns. Okay, so he's, by the way, he's 25 years old, so he's done this a few times before. So we need some children then. If they come to the gate, we can have them in now, and marshals let you in. Okay, anybody else wants to ride, come round to the gate. Any of the children want to ride round with Mr. Fletcher and his team, his magnificent team of shires. Fred here, by the way, look at him here, he's no happier than when he's wanted to show off now. There we are, just to tell you how good he is. He can still kick up his heels at 25 years of age. No happier than when he's working in harness. He has a little temper tantrum now and again, Paul, but he manages to keep going. I'm behind you, Paul. Tell him off. Tell him straight to behave himself, he'll be alright then. John runs the family business in North Pembrokeshire. He's had this carriage specially commissioned because it obviously has to be built to a specification which makes it easier for horses of this size to pull a carriage. So it's much higher off the ground, and it's made in Poland. It's a country that specialises in carriage making. John's got this and a couple of other carriages and runs a wedding and special occasions service for people, and something rather unusual, runs a funeral service with a special hearse as well that John uses for those occasions. It's come today, all the way from yesterday they were here from Pembrokeshire. Children got a chance to arrive down, and Heather's doing a bit with John's doing. And these are as gentle as you can make them. Beautiful. This is George. This is Joe. Good friends, the pair of them. You can see that they almost perfectly matched in colour. Joe is a bit lighter, George is darker, but they're all 4 matching socks, white socks. Yeah, it's alright today. Anyway, else, plenty of opportunity for the children to come have a ride round in the carriage. You can smile and wave, children, if you want to. You can wave to your families and friends. They'd like to see a wave from you.
Nice horses, though. Get a horse for it. What do they have other horses there then? What do they have other horses on display?
Paul was just telling me, normally friends in harness with his mate, normally 2 of them in double harness on a different carriage to this. But this is Fred's first time on his own, so he's trying to behave himself, but he gets too excited. Even at 25 he wants to be off. And there's no better pleaser when he's going. Help the grass.
The thing is, are they telling us about the horses though, and we're like looking at cars?
Well done, girls and boys. All okay? Well done.
That's it there. Lots of people here now, really busy scan. I apologise if the camera drops to the floor for a brief second. I don't know. So we're also recording on the DJI Osmo Action 3 as well, so you won't see everything on the live stream. This is just a little bit an exclusive, so this will end rather shortly.
This replica non-float is up to 20 Paul and Christine Self on some plans and we found it's totally replicated. It's delivered, ready to go, in turns with the proper measures inside, so I might have been pills in those days, so then dinner and a half dinner, full dinner of milk, and then they take that into your guns at home. So this is the way the milk is delivered to everybody in those early days. Boys, it's really interesting to watch them when they are after they work, perfectly out together. In step, and down the wall, in step.
Massive little vehicle that one is, everybody. I mean, look how much storage you can fit in that. Oh, sorry about that. Yes, I love my selfie stick in the car, right? But the stabilization is really good on this live stream when I tested it.
Heather is taking recently. She's her very first time on public display and it's pretty elite. She's got dominant thread, she's got serious, she recognizes coaching and dominant as well. Showing off because he got out his own way. Sticking around to the fact he's on his own. There's like nearly on his own targets. He's on his friends. He's on his communications. He calls up and talk to the people. This time of day. It's amazing at 25 you still have Coming to the person who is just the news these days very much for as companions they were very specifically to work and they went on the check around each morning finishing up bodies on the islands
It was on the side of it, didn't really get the side.
That's very pretty. Put that extra weight in it, so they get slap the steel to give it more traction.
Yeah, so what's the
Fortunately, it won't be tall enough to get to the window because I did leave my savvy stick in the car, so trying to do it at arm's height, it slightly is difficult, but hoping you can appreciate that. But I could imagine though, it would have been very huge on the inside.
Is it a coach party coming? Yeah. Get the tea.
Oh, so look at the top here. Now there's a horse there I saw earlier. There'll be more horses there, but strangely it's not.
I'm not one who wants to use the public toilet before everyone gets there. They always just in the public toilet. All our definitely
And the woods spread about in the air, everybody. Zoom in though. Right, so we're walking up here now. couple of years, I've seen this. What's this one?
Right, I better go and have a look. Yeah, right.
Bang coffee, coffee and donuts. Heavy horse enthusiast. Wooden clocks.
Thank you very much.
I see the price list.
Well, we'll have 5 minutes. On the trampoline ends there. Yeah? I'll hold your tango while you go on the trampoline, yeah? Come on, this way.
Vintage club. This looks interesting. Clothing. all coming down everybody. Look at that Institute there, look.
When the look came in bottles, people can remember that. You know, tops on it and the trees, or actually fact, the milk man opened the tray which had the milk man, he's got a scoop, he took the jug out and he put it in. Looks odd by today's standards, but that's how it's done. That's all. The students, these guys are these are the Bristol mods, or what's like the aging Bristol mods. Students came in the late 40s. Italy was the first one to kick off with them. Italy was in a bit of a state after the war. Need for small transport, small engines. First scooters were about 49 cc, very small. But we developed. It developed into a very big cult in this country, very popular. The mods, as you can see, by the mirrors and that, I'm a motorcyclist. This is absolutely ridiculous, but that's the style, and that's what we wanted. You can see Ray's got his part along, which was, you've probably seen the film Abergavenny. Scooters featured big time. They were modernists. They like small suits. Well, they're not too small today, they haven't to all. But the scooter is very, very popular. Still manufactured today. The Lambretta and the Vespa. Take your pick, which you fancy. There's his foot. Who's got a lot? But that's what we have for the Bristol mods. The USA, Birmingham small arms. Originally, gun barrel manufacturers in Birmingham started off on the push bikes, developed into motorbikes, and we've got one here which is very interesting. We actually made cars. Yes, USA made cars. Made big range of bikes. This was a hand change. The gear changes on the tank. What year is it? 1929. By then, PSA released it. It's called a slower because as you see the engine slopes. Overhead valves give a little bit more performance. Some valves cheaper to produce. Oh, see that? There's a guy. There's a little fella. This is a push. What can I say? It's a moped. Very, very popular on the continent. You can ride it without license insurance on the continent. We were swamped in these. We did try to do them, but we couldn't compete in these. He's not usually doing up this time of the moment. He's got another PSA. This is a PSA 315, 250cc overhead valve. This was first produced in 1956-57. It was the first unit constructed. By the unit, we mean the engine and gearbox is in one complete unit. So as you see with most of the other ones, this one here, the engine is separate from the gearbox. This is PSA's first attempt, and it went on to the right in the range. Very popular level 250, carry two people, get to the room. It's a very nice example. Nice bike, showing about the room. Number 2 examples, can you push these two forward? Let's some of the crowd will see if they have to get forward. In the 30s, late 30s, Triumph motorcycles, which were another big manufacturer, they developed a twin-cylinder engine, which was very, very successful. Of course, like anything else, one manufacturer doesn't, the other one's more going to do it. So this is PSA's example of the twin-cylinder overhead valve four. This is as I just said, it's a motorcycle separate gearbox engine. This one is a complete unit. Not as successful as a premium ones, but nevertheless, it tidied the bike up. Never really off better. PSA here, we employ 28,000 people in Germany. So we can see on the roster. We've come across a lot of them. Thanks, lads. Are you going to bring all these long rows up? Ariel, one of the oldest manufacturers in the country, Ariel produced a range of four-cylinder motors. They produced a four-cylinder, twin-cylinder, side-drive, produced some really good ones. Getting near the end of the road, they produced these, which is a complete break-off. It's a two-stroke engine, started off, correct me if I'm wrong, it's 200cc, then went up to 250. I'm wrong, 150. From the 250 out in 1958, and the 200 I think maybe 1960, no, 62 I think. I don't know, 1960. The first one was produced with a leader, which was completely covered in white. Looked like a big screw with big wheels. Not successful. Checked all the plans away because it was full. So it was every purpose. Unfortunately, it was at the end of their run. It was just another boat which we went for the boat, which was the end of the road. The tours I'm not just trying to beat manufacturers. Big twins, 500s, 650s, very successful flights. And in 54 we brought out a small boat. This was a 150cc four-stroke. Fortunately, reliable engine, very small, successful. Increased to 200cc, the club, and very successful in trails. That's also a system. Trying for, as I said, with big manufacturers, big twins, but what they trying to do, if you look at bank and look on accounts when you leave school, chances are you stay with that bank all the way. And that was clients, settlements, that once you go to client, you will continue following the technologies of all the family developers, so it was very successful. In fact, people dealt with it on the management global to John Lewis, the management control, very successful. We're going to bring in the marshal. Okay, then we go on a hammer. Obviously, look around, saw the gaps in the market and came in. And it produced everything that people needed. Lots of stuff. Anyway, this one was made for the camper market. The handlebars fold down, which is a sort of rock for the handlebars fold down, footrest fold down. There we are, and you put on the back of your camper. Successful in America, the Germans liked them, so the Germans, and the Germans went in the Dutch boat, which is long and low on the Dutch boat, so we call them Jaxes. 50cc picking up, then 2cc, then big time into the, they're making them today, we produce big jet situation. I thought we were going to have a Japanese specialist ready, which is good. This is Yamaha, Japan. This is one of the most successful Yamahas I've ever made. Very soon after, this is a beautiful example. It's a water-cooled two-stroke. Very successful boat. Engine got used in lots of things as well, because it was a good two-stroke. That's a lovely example. Go again. What went to go back to push brakes, and the metal was made in the gun. This one was made in village. In fact, anything are still being made. We, in one of our wise moments, we sold the white set to India. So they're all made in India and we're selling back to us. We made a range of singles. We made a lot for the war effort. Did well on that. Then one of the munitions, but the biggest one we made was a Constellation, which is 700cc. Successful, reliable, nice little picture of them. Never as famous as the big films of flying and the but never successful. 500, 600, and so on. That's right. Looks like one of the first ones to me. 56, 57. I had friends who bought these new. I couldn't afford new. But they bought these new. And it was a successful already. Successfully waltzing the boats. I went on the Scrabbles, this one is a giant club in Charleston, very successful as well. I know, people see it, they're going to surprise how good you are. Thanks for it. Come on, girl. We've got nothing against you because we're doing John. We go to Honda. As I said, Honda looked at the market, they're still going, and we see a hole here. You get that in there, and we do it. And this one was only a 250, super green, 250 twin cylinder, electric start, nice display, indicators, red counter, everything a man could want. And George stole this one off when he did. They run over it again, I'm sure. But it's a lovely break and lovely arrangement. Thank you. Anybody is brilliant here. We look at people in letters today, but people did write bikes in the tattoo of the man going to do. It's very many years. It stands for Albert John Stevens. Stevens Brothers in Wolverhampton. Three brothers successfully raced. Built their own engines, this one I believe, he corrected me wrong, 1929, 27, it's a sleigh bar. As I said, sleigh bar engines were cheap to produce, they're not tunable, their power is low down, but they're dead on forever. This one's got a hand change on the tank with a gate on it, so you slots it into the gate. Conventional purchase, always good quality stuff, AGS. Unfortunately, they made some cars, they made some radios, they made all sorts of stuff. But by 1930s, we got bust, and they were taken over by matches, which bought AGS matches, made it clubs in England. This is a lovely bike. Do have a look at it when you park it up, and look at the oil feed on it, which you have to keep an eye on, and adjust as necessary. Some of it is the gentleman's got a good crossover here. The oil is held in the tank alongside the petrol, separate section, and there's a pump on here which we can open up and give it extra oil when it comes to wheels, etc. There wasn't an engine view of the engine management system on this. You know, the Bonson talk. What is mean? You don't know what a chair is to do. You just get in. That's another example. What is this Pop my brakes. Well, pedals, they go to the generator which is under the seat, and by dripping water on these carbide pellets, you give out the gas, which is fed through tubes to the light on the front and the light on the back. So you need the pellets and you need the water, but I won't tell you where you get the water from, I just tested it. The jet is rolling. The jet is rolling a trial. As I say, Edward Turner developed this engine in 1937. Went on to be an engine at the Abergavenny. This one is a unit one with the engine one. One of the first unit ones that they produced. Is it 21? Check. Half a chair, Mrs. President. The Nicholson is 350 and the 500cc setup, like 650, all look the same, but as the gentleman just said, this is a 500 speed train. Very successful bike, went forever. nice and soft as well. But as a kickstart, your own kickstart. Not the most comfortable of bikes. It's not meant to be comfortable. You're not meant to sit down. This bike was developed for, made for motorcycle trials. Motorcycle trials, you went over a course, you didn't put your foot down. So you lost points for that, and if you stopped, you lost points for it. So the second car is easy because you didn't put your foot down, but it's not obvious, is it? Might be riding a long time with trials, but you can see the sidecar, it's got the bare minimum of the seat, struggle, but it's a developed BSC engine and very successful, quite powerful. Difficult to start for some people. Well, this guy's bigger than me, and he looks mean. But what can I say? This was the end of the line. The aerial after the two strips, we produced this, which is the aerial 3. It's got 3 wheels. And it tips. It tips. You see the engine in the back, tips over. We're told they were absolute death trap. You know, absolute death trap. But I've seen them ridden quite hard. I mean, this isn't as bad as what we were told. No, anyway, the straight was open, but that was the end of the road for me. Sad. I got to skip a few. Bring the Honda road. Just a Honda skip. 49 cc. This is the biggest produced motorcycle in the world. 110 million. All over the world where we go. This was, we were producing this aerial 3, and these guys were producing that right here. 4,000 made a day. You see them all over the world. Very successful little motor. Starts easy, rides easy, indicators, decent rides, minis, what more for the man want, you know? I was aimed at the ladies. 83 pound euro. It's automatic clutch, you pop it into gear, as you increase the revs, it's total. Yeah.
It's got a little take off, it's got to hold you up, so then
I've been riding one, and I don't find it as easy as what it says it is, but you get used to it. And of course, I mean, you have lots of ladies who are coming to things, and it started easy, nice little thing. I gotta say, evening all. Another BSA vertical twin, 500cc this one. Obviously the gentleman's kindly bought this here, his police here. Very popular with the police, radio mounted on the tank. Very successful, easy starter, nice to ride and fast for the taste traffic. That's what we're doing. The back, the suspension on the back is very primitive. It's a punch-off system. Gives you a bit of shock. Okay, I'm going to do this last PSA, and then I'll hand over to the blood pipes. This is a PSA 3-wheeler. This is produced by PSA. PSA's started off with twin barrels, push bikes, motorbikes, then they went in the cars. They produced this 3-wheeler, which has got a V-twin engine in the front. It's a front-wheel drive, which PSA claim was the first. But of course, Citroën were producing cars, the French Citroën were being produced in this country under license. But this is the gearbox is in front, the V-twin engine, then they went on for the 4-cylinder engine. It's quite a successful car. People say it's not a molding. I don't know. You said it was better than a Morgan. No, it's if you get the Morgan is a rear-wheel drive and has a truck jump from the rear drive. This one has got a flat floor. It's quite comfortable to hear you, isn't it? Anyway, we produced the 3-wheelers and then they went on the 4-wheelers. The Scout produced the 13-cylinder BSA engine. But BSA did try with it. Unfortunately, by 1940, the cars were finished and BSA went to real production. But I'm going to pass it over to the folks. These guys do a fantastic job, so I'll let them talk about it. Thank you, Ken, very much. We'll hand over to our colleague now who's just going to mention about blood bike trailers.
All right, thank you very much. The bike you'll see probably, well, it is again this one on break. This is from last year. This is a Honda MT1100. This is a manual version rather than the automatic version. And we use these to help our NHS. We're not part of the NHS. We serve the NHS, we're not part of the Welsh Flood Service. We're a charity that's spread across Wales, and we're run entirely by volunteers and by public donations. So we're always desperate for volunteers, and if you want to go to our stand over there, we'll gladly talk to you about how you can give your time to help others in the community. Now what we do, well, we transport samples in this area, a lot of samples from Abergavenny, Neville Hall, the Royals went to the Pack Lab at Abergavenny. We also transport donated, here's one of the sample boxes, that's okay, here's one here, an insulated sample box. We also transport donated human milk, and this comes down from the milk bank in the Midlands. It's transported by another blood bike group, we meet them at Ross-on-Wye, and they take that to special care baby units across the M4 corridor. A couple of other jobs we do, septic samples, urgent septic samples. It's part of a project by Public Health Wales along the M4 corridor, and we know how important septic is. We help with that transport by taking it directly to the lab. Alright, and fecal microbiota transplant. I won't explain what that is because it's near dinner time, but if you want to find out what an FMT is, they are very, very effective, and we do those for free as well. We travel hundreds of thousands of miles a year. We give all our time for free, we're run entirely by volunteers. If you want to know any more about us, we're over there at the stand. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, thank you. Thanks. She's posing a special thanks to Ken. Huge mention here for Blood Bank Wales, putting their marquee to the north of the arena there, the black marquee. Gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen, if you'd like to take your bikes and give us a couple of tours in the field, I'd be grateful. Marshal's main gate keys. We're talking of Marshals, we are looking for initiatives to help out with the valley next year. We are looking sort of activities to come along, help out in the preparation before the event and during and after the event. So if you're happy to volunteer as a marshal for the event, go on to the control check on the east side of the arena there. Mr. David O'Brien, there's Mr. Ian and the details and the executives. If you want to volunteer to help with the rally next year, before, during and after, you'll be more than welcome. There is no financial reward, but it will be This is all reward to help out here. We start with the building to see it. So, traffic is clear. Thank you all, boys. Big round of applause, guys. Thank you very much indeed. The next event will be moving down to the Bulldog FMX motorbike centre split. We saw them yesterday and they were quite spectacular. And as I was saying, it's probably one of the funniest bike displays we've had in this arena in night time here certainly. And they fought off the elements of it yesterday. The wind was gusting and quite keen and so it's a bit easier today, but it's not good because it still is going in all sorts of directions. So the boys will be a couple of minutes setting up and then I'll leave you to their commentary. When you have a look at these bikes, you'll be amazed at what they can do with them. I was amazed to find out yesterday that 2 of the 3 bikes they use are electric, which is again a first for us. We've not had electric bikes on the display in this certainly. The boys tell me they are superb and don't create any issues at all for them. So they'll be in the arena in a couple of minutes.
I think we forgot this, isn't it? No, det var ju det. Vad gör? I thought I might have been concluded, I thought. I thought I might have been concluded, I thought. Well, everybody, just after this short display, I will have to end this live because this app has battered my battery is on 20%. I didn't think it would actually go down that quickly, so this will end rather shortly.